Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we're back with a special review. Today, we're taking a look at, from the Transformers Collectors Club, the membership incentive figure for 2013, Depth Charge. Now, one thing I want to point out right away before we begin is Depth Charge came in the same type of box that the figure subscription service figures came in. Namely, instead of just being polybagged in a small box, he has this form-fitting foam cutout that can lift out, and the instructions would be underneath with little stickers on the front that tell you what it is. Um, I'm not 100% sold on this yet. I don't know if the figure is any more or less protected. I'm not sure how I feel about the stickers on the front telling what's in there, especially with it coming through the mail. Just another aside, this was actually the first time, as I adjust the camera back, that I had a sign for the figure. Usually the postman can just leave, but that's just, little incidentals. The figure is a straight up repaint of Hunt for the Decepticons Terror Dive. I have to be very honest right off the bat. I'm very blasé on this mold. When it was Terror Dive, I thought it was fantastic. Aspects of the transformation were unique and incredible. When it was repainted, remolded with the new head shown in the instructions for Space Case, I, almost scraped the knuckles off my flesh, so maybe that soured me, but the fact that this mold was just used now at BotCon for the attendee figure of Starscream, it's just, enough is enough. I mean, maybe also because I'm not that big of a Beast Wars fan, but starting this off in vehicle mode, you can see that they use paint to bring out a lot of details of Depth Charge's old Stingray mode. Um, Turquoise coloring is very nice. You have neon pink on the wings, the yellow highlights along the back of the wings and the thrusters. And if you look at the front here with the canopy, they basically have turned these intakes into eyes. They got the way they've been painted, and you have that clear lavender, purple, pinkish plastic, somewhere in that hues span, and it really does sort of look like a head. Um, but yeah, so he does have landing gear, as you can see from the bottom here. It is retractable. It's not molded in one fixed position like some of the newer figures. He also has a weapon that can be stored underneath the vehicle. It's if you've had this mold before, it's the trident. It clips right there into the undercarriage, and then there's this swiveling hook piece that can also clip in, and you can use that in robot mode for storage, what have you. So that just goes like that, and it's made out of the same turquoise blue plastic. And transform it or open it up, you just fold out the shaft and then slide down the tip of the trident. It'll click into place. You have a little automorph as the two prongs open from the side. It's good. But yep, so let's get to the transformation. Okay, transformation is complex but somewhat intuitive. I actually did have to refresh myself from the directions just so I didn't um, scrape my hands open again. If you've seen the Space Case video, you know it was quite humorous. What you first want to do is come in underneath and just fold up the landing gear into its positions. Next, what you want to do is come up front and extend the nose cone and go ahead and start flipping it a little just to get it up and out of the way. Next, what you want to do is you want to detach the wings. Basically, the wings, there's a peg here on the back's fuselage section that goes into a hole in the this gray part, and then the wings peg down into that. So you're just going to double detach it and then swing the whole section forward. These are going to become the legs. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. You can't swing them forward all the way. What you want to do is flip up the nose cone in such a way that these um, red, like the intakes, whatever, these little hip notches will fit behind the sides of the nose cone, and then just bring that up. It'll hook into place, and then you can just go ahead, um, push it back, close it up, like so. Bring the legs close a little, and then go ahead and flip up these side panels just like that. So this is making his abdomen, lower area, what have you. Go ahead and then rotate the legs forward. Keep in mind that you have a ball joint and a swivel joint, so you might have to play with it a little just to make sure everything's lined up properly. Come in to the front here, and you're just going to go ahead and split open the feet like so. I do have to admit I think they were paint stuck a little, um, due to just being the repaint and all. So I had to pop it a little and just go like that, and then you can stand them up. But we're not done yet. We are not done with the transformation. The next step is really what I think the best part of the transformation is what you do with the wings. First, what you're going to do is detach them from they were pegged into the side, basically straighten them out, just like so. Grab that gray bar, rotate it around, so basically now the flat part of the wing is facing forward. What you then want to do is bring it down like so, peg that gray bar into a notch in the side of the lower ankle, rotate the wing up just enough that it will peg into a notch on that gray bar. Let me do it again on this side. So first what we're doing, we're rotating it out so it's completely straight with the narrower part of the wing facing forward, rotating it around, and then like I said, there's a gray tab right where my finger is that's going to peg in to right there, so just like so, and then rotate the wing. Not too. It's not going to go perfectly straight, which is nice, but there's a tab right there that when you rotate it up, you peg it in, and the legs aren't done. So you can just fiddle around with them, get them into position, what have you. So yeah, let's continue with the chest. I should mention that the instructions go back and forth in terms of arm and leg transformation, but I like to show it that you can actually do the two separate steps. And if you want to start with the arms first, you can. First thing we're going to do is come in and rotate this around. It might knock some of the fins out of the way, just push them back into place. Next, we're going to come up here to the fuselage, unsplit it, and then just fold out what will become the arms. Everything pegs together very nicely. I'm really impressed by that. Unfold the arms out straight, just like so. And then what you want to do is take the rear tail fin section here and rotate it around just like that. So now that the thrusters are pointing back up, and now we're going to do this from the side. You're going to come in, it's a double bend. First you're going to fold down to this position where that piece is flat, and then come up around the back, and there's a purple tab right where my finger is. It actually has a little bit of a hook, so you're just going to notch it in just like that. Now when going back to vehicle mode, you may want to pull down ever so slightly. There's enough room for a give there. Next what we're going to do is we're going to bring the arms, what will be the arms, forward, and they're going to tab very nicely into these little notches right here where my finger is. just like so. And then finally we'll come down to the hands here, and we're going to rotate them counter, well, this would be, let's see, I think it's counterclockwise for you, but you basically want this turquoise piece facing forward, because that's the elbow. So just do it like that. Open it up. Pop the, as everything goes blurry for a minute, pop the hand out, push it in, close up the handle. We'll do it again on this side. Rotate the arm so the elbow is facing up. Open the side panel. Go reach in. Pop, rotate the hand out. And then close it up. And we're just about done. All that's left is the head. Gonna see this yellow panel? We're just gonna go ahead, fold that down, come in, rotate the head up. It will peg snugly into that first panel we folded down, and then the yellow piece will just come up and sort of peg into the two tabs on the back. And here you have Depth Charge in his robot mode. I figured I'd give you a nice little detailed look at Depth Charge's head. It's the same head as Terradive, but the way it's been painted, it really does look like the original Depth Charge's head. You have that nice off yellow tone for his face, the silver for, I guess, was his mouth or beard, and some light piping in the eyes. Not the best light piping, but I do like how they're using seafoam green here in the head. It actually almost makes it look like a stingray's fins. I think that was something very intentional. Moving down the front of the figure, you see a lot of silver now, with the fins and all that folded up. There is a Maximal insignia right there on the chest. You have more of that neon pinkish lavender coloring going down, and the yellowing on the hands, and silver and stuff, and going down, continuing down to his legs. And so let's get to articulation. Terradive does have a lot of ball joints, a lot of articulation, but it also makes the figure a little bit fiddly. As you can see, I'm having a hard time getting to stand perfectly straight due to the nature of the ball joints and stuff like that. Starting at his head, it is on a ball joint. Go up and down, very expressive, very emotive, all side to side and all that. His arms are on, his shoulders are pin socket joints. You do have a deep bend double elbow, rotation at the bicep, rotation at the wrist. I was a little disappointed that this mold did not use the new wrist articulation that Drift and G2 Prime did. No waist articulation due to the transformation. That all locks up very tightly. Ball jointed hips, swivel at the top of the hip, deep bending knee. You should be careful though, these wings do like to pop off. There is, due to the transformation joint, you do have some swiveling and posting at the foot. I'm sure we've all seen the pictures of Terradive and, all the fact that, this mode can get into some real crazy Matrix style poses with his staff, but I'll spare you that because I'm not really that great at posing these guys. But it is a fun figure. It's just that we've seen it a lot lately. Okay, I did try for a little action pose with Terradive, and it sort of looks cool. Sort of looks like he's squatting to do something. But I did add in his trident here. You might notice here that there are these little enlarged sections of the shaft. Basically, the way you get it into his hand is you slide it through one of these smaller, narrower sections, and then slide the trident down into his hand, where one of those larger sections are, and that will hold it in place. So yeah, I can recommend this mold, but I think right now there's enough variations in terms of colors and style that really pick your own. If you like Depth Charge, go ahead, pick this guy up. I'm sure you can find them for anywhere between $50 to $75 now, but keep in mind these figures do have a tendency to go up over time. I know it was just used for Machine Wars Starscream at BotCon 2013, so that one's going to be a lot more. The original Terradive goes for actually, I think right now around the same price as this guy will go, Depth Charge will go for on the secondary market. And Space Case, because he was a Target exclusive, you might get lucky, but I know prices are going up. But it is a fun mold. Aspects of the transformation are very unique and intuitive and fun. It's just that this is my third experience with the mold. There's really nothing new to it for me, so that's why I might be a little off on it. But your mileage may vary, so if you like what you see, pick it up. This is your old pal Chuck, and for Depth Charge, we'll see you next time.